Hello, good evening, everyone. Kindly confirm if I'm audible to all of you or not. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for confirming, Mariam. Just give me a moment. All right. Yeah. Okay. So in the last class, we talked about the calculation of profit in case of guarantee by the partner. In today's session, we'll be discussing about the question based on past adjustments. And I'm presuming that since I have already shared the PDF of this topic, so you must have gone through the PDF and you must have tried revising the topic on your own. So just confirm, do you want me to cover this topic for you? Do you want me to discuss few questions from this topic, or do you have any specific question wherein you are having problem solving the question? So just confirm, otherwise we'll be starting from the very first question, which is question number 43. Just tell me, do you want me to discuss question number 43 with you? Anyone can confirm, please. Okay,
Yes,
Mariam is okay. All right then. Okay, everybody, no issues. So we'll quickly start with the question, and we'll start with the easy question first, and we'll try to discuss two, three questions based on the past adjustment, and then we'll move to the next topic. Okay, so the first question that we'll be discussing is going to be question number 43. But before that, you have to basically understand this format that we usually prepare while doing solving question based on the past adjustment. We need to prepare this statement. So you must be clear about this statement because we will be very frequently preparing this format. We will have to like draw this format in almost every question. So see, first thing in the while doing question based on the past adjustment, we make this format, and the first item that we write under it is the amount that should have been credited, and various amount under it that should have been credited, we'll write that amount, and then we'll subtract the amount that has already been credited, and after subtracting it, whatever the difference that we'll get after subtracting the second component from the first component, the on the basis of the remaining value, we'll pass the journal entry. Okay, so in order to completely solve the question, we at the end have to pass the journal entry as well. Now let's quickly understand question number 43 that will make things easier for you. So it says Ria, Mona, and Nisha shared the profit in the ratio of 3 to 2 to 1. Profit for the last 3 years were 1,40,000, 84,000, and 1,06,000 respectively. These profits were by mistake shared equally for all the given information, pass the necessary journal entries. Okay, so the thing is that Ria, Mona, and Nisha were partners who were sharing profit in the ratio of 3 to 2 to 1. Their profit the profit for the last 3 years of the firm is given. All right, and these profits were earlier distributed in the equal proportion. Now we have to pass the journal entry and make it correct. Okay, so let's start the question. Solution to question number 43. Just a minute. Okay, so what were the names of the partner? Ria, Mona, and Nisha. Okay, so the first component that we will be writing in this statement will be amount that should have been
So we are not able to see a solution.
okay amount that should be credited. Okay, so amount that should be credited, the profit need to be credited, right? Profit should have been credited in the profit in the I mean in the profit sharing ratio, right? But the same has been distributed equally among the partners. So what we'll do, we'll transfer the profit in the profit given in the question is 1,40,000, 84,000, and 1,06,000. 1,40,000, 84,000, and 1,06,000. All right. Then we need to distribute the entire profit in the equal proportion. Okay. Just a minute. I think I made a mistake here. These were the last 3 years profit now that is generated by the firm. What we'll do, we'll have to calculate the we'll total this total profit 1,40,000 plus 84,000 plus 1,06,000. We'll divide this by 3 and we'll get the average profit of the last 3 years, and dividing it by 3 it will be 1,40 plus 84 plus 1,06,000, and sum total should be 3,30,000. 3,30,000 for the last 3 years, and then we will divide it among all the partners in the profit sharing ratio. So sum total of this is going to be, just a minute, let me calculate. 1,40,000 plus 84,000 plus 106,000. It will be 3,30,000. And then this 3,30,000 has been distributed among the partners in the equal proportion. So dividing it by 3, we will get the amount of profit that everyone have got. Right. So everybody have got 1,10,000. This is the amount that has been credited among the partners. 1,10,000 has been credited to every partner's account. But this should have been credited in the profit sharing ratio. So if we distribute this amount in the profit sharing ratio, Ria will be getting 3,30,000, and her profit sharing ratio, which was given in the question, was 3:2:1. So just a minute, 3/6, right? And Mona will be getting 3,30,000 into 2/6, and Nisha should be getting 1/6. All right. So 3/6 will be 1,65,000, and 3/6 will be 1,60,000. 3/6 will be 1,60,000. 3/6 will be 1,60,000. 3/6 will be 1,60,000. And 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 3 3,30,000 into 2 divided by 6 will get 1,10,000, and 3,30,000 divided by 6 will be 55,000. Alright, so this is the amount of profit that should have been credited. 1,65,000 and 1,10,000 and 55,000, right? But we have distributed the profit in the equal proportion. So we'll write down the second component now. Amount actually credited. Right? And now we'll subtract this 1,65,000 minus 1,10,000. So after subtracting this, you will be getting plus 55,000, and 110 minus 110 will be 0. All right, and this will be 55,000 negative. All right. So the amount, the partners whose account is in negative, we will be debiting that account. His account need to be debited and his account need to be credited. Why? Because see, ultimately he should have got 1,10,000. Uh, he should have got 55,000 only, but he got 1,10,000. So that means we have transferred 55,000 in excess than what he should have got. So therefore, we will debit his account. We will debit her account by 55,000, and the same amount will be credited to Ria. So the journal entry for the same should be Nisha's capital account will be debited by 55,000 to Ria's capital account. All right, everyone. Is that clear? Everyone, please confirm if this is clear or not. Right? Okay. All right. So that will give you some idea how the past adjustment actually work. Now we'll move to the next question, question number 44. Okay, it says that P and Q were partners in a firm who were sharing the profits and losses in the ratio of in the equal proportion, in the equal ratio. Their fixed capital were 2 lakh and 3 lakh respectively. The partnership did provided interest on capital at the rate of 12% per annum. For the year ended 31st of March 2016, the profit of the firm distributed without providing interest on capital passed the necessary adjustment entry to rectify the error. Okay, so I'm sure the question is clear to everyone. Question basically says that there were two partners who were sharing profit and losses equally, and their capital information regarding the capital is given. And it further says that they have agreed to basically get that interest on their capital contribution at the rate of 12% per annum. Okay, but when the profits were distributed, it was distributed without providing interest on capital. That means, see, if you will distribute the profit even without paying the interest on capital, that means the profit that should have been credited, actual profit must have been credited in excess than what should have been credited. Okay, so now we will try to correct that by making the statement of past adjustment. So just a minute. Okay, let me just orally explain the entire thing. No, why do I need to explain it? I mean, why do I should solve it again since I already have the solution for the question? So I can directly show you the solution. You will be able to understand through the solution directly. Okay, so see, this is how we will be presenting it. First of all, we'll draw this statement of statement showing adjustment. Just a minute. Let me highlight that. Okay, so statement showing adjustment and particular P and Q, there are two partners. You can make this column total, since this is not a this is an optional column. If you want to make it compulsory, fine. Okay, after that, we'll write down the amount that should have been credited. So interest on capital at the rate of 12% should have been credited, right? 12% on the amount of capital contributed by P. P contributed 2 lakh, right? So on this amount, he should have got 12% interest. Is that right? So he should be getting 24,000 as the amount of interest, right? Amount that should have been credited to P was 24,000 by way of interest on capital, and 36,000 should have been credited to Q based on his capital contribution of 3 lakh, right? After that, now see the amount of interest on capital which has not been distributed among the partners. This simply distributed among the partners as a profit instead of distributing it as interest on capital. We must have distributed this amount by way of profit. Is that right? If we forgot to allow interest on capital earlier, that simply means the entire amount of 60,000 must have been distributed along with the profit. Considering that it is a profit, we must have distributed it among the partners in the equal proportion. Is that right? So that basically means that this 60,000 has been actually distributed among the partners P and Q in the equal proportion. So that means P must have got 30,000 and Q must have got 30,000 as well, since the profit sharing ratio were equal. All right. So now at the end, it simply means that P's account should have been credited by 24,000, but we wrongly credited his account by 30,000. So that means we have credited his amount in excess of 6,000, right? So he will have to pay back 6,000. So for that purpose, we'll simply debit his account. We'll have to reduce his balance. So we'll debit P's account. And Q, who should have actually got 36,000, only got, because of our mistake, we actually gave him 30,000 only. That means we provided him 6,000 less than what he should have got. So therefore 6,000 further will be added to his account, and whenever you will transfer any amount to someone's account, that person account need to be credited. So the journal entry for this will be P's capital account or P's current account debit by 6,000 to Q's current account 6,000. Tell me if this is clear, or do I need to explain it by drawing everything, by writing everything? Tell me if this is clear or not, Prerna, and everyone else, Ebin, Mariam, Zainab, Halima have given the thumbs up. Okay. All right. So I hope this is clear, all of you. Ebin, is that clear to you as well?
Oh, sir, can you explain to me?
You want me to explain it again?
Yes.
Anybody want me to explain it again? Mariam. Zainab, Prerna?
No, sir.
No. Okay. So even if you are having problem, we'll discuss the next question. Okay, we'll discuss next question and I'll solve that question for you. Okay, next question is very much similar to the previous one. It says Azad and Benny are equal partners. Their capital contribution were 40 and 80,000. After the accounts for the year had been prepared, it was noticed that the interest at the rate 5% per annum as provided in the partnership deal was not credited to their capital account before distribution of the profit. It is decided to pass an adjustment entry in the beginning of the year, in the beginning of the next year, record the necessary general entry. So this question is exactly similar to the previous one, only this time the values are different. So let me show you how we will solve this question. So first of all, what we'll do, we'll draw the format. The statement showing past adjustment. And since we have two partners here, Azad and Bani, all right. So the first thing that we need to write down is amount that should have been credited, right? Amount that should be credited. And total. Okay. So amount should have been credited by way of interest on capital. Interest on capital at the rate of 5% should have been credited to both Azad and Benny. And by looking at the amount of capital, 40,000, we'll be able to calculate interest on capital 5%. So 40,000, 5% and 40,000 will be 2,000, right? So 2,000 must have been credited to Azad, and Benny's account should have been credited by 4,000. So that means total amount of 6,000 should have been given to both the partners as interest on capital. But since we forgot to do the same, what we must have done, we must have distributed this amount. We must have distributed this entire 6,000 by way of profit, right? This amount must have been distributed along with the profit as well. Then and as we know that both the partners are equal partner, so this 6,000 must have been distributed among the partners as profit. 60,000 distributed as profit, wrongly distributed as profit, right? They must have wrongly distributed it as profit, and this amount must have been distributed among the partners in the equal proportion. Why? Because both the partners are equal partners. So Azad must have got 3,000 and Danny would have got 3,000 as well. So both the partners must have got 3,000, 3,000. Now see, we'll record this value here. Amount actually credited. So amount actually got credited by way of, not by way of interest. It must have been distributed by way of profit. Profit in the profit in equal ratio. So 3,000, 3,000. Okay, now we'll do the balancing. So the final balancing value will be so Azan's account should have been credited by 2000, but his account was credited by 3000. That means we have credited 1000 in excess of what his account should be credited, right? So 1000, and Benny's account should have been credited by 4000, but his account is under credited by 1000, right? And done. And there will be nothing in the final column. So since Azad account is, we are getting the negative balance in case of the Azad, we will be debiting his account. So Azad account debit by 1000 to Benny account 1000 as well. Got it? Is that clear now? Eben, especially you, because I just did this question to make you understand how actually everything works. Eben, is that clear to you?
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay, so this was question number 45. Now we'll move to the next question and we'll try to discuss question number 46. Okay, question number 46. I want all of you to try this question first, and then I'll show you the correct solution of this. Okay, will that be fine? Prerna, Zainab, Mariam, Halima. Please try this question on your own first, and then I'll share the solution for this. Do it quickly. Let me know if you are having any problem. Done, everyone. Prerna, you're done or not?
Yes, sir, done.
Done, okay. I'm presuming that all of you are done. Just tell me if anyone having any problem. Okay, see, this is how we'll be presenting this. First of all, since see what does this say? It says profit and loss equally have to be distributed, and profit was 120, 90, and 60,000. Okay, no, no, not the profit. I mean the capitals were 120, 90, and 6,000, 60,000. Now the interest that should have been credited 6%, we credited at that should have been credited at the rate of 5%. We by mistake credited 6%. So first of all, we'll calculate 6% on their capital contribution. So amount that should have been credited by way of profit in the ratio of 1:1:1. All right, amount should have been credited by way of profit since they were equal partners. So first of all, calculate the I mean calculate 5% that should have been credited by way of interest on capital. Or you can also say that since 5% has to be credited, but we credited 6% instead. So there is a mistake regarding 1% only. So 1% extra has been credited, right? And 1%, or else you can also say that 1% less has been credited. So in order to correct this, instead of just crediting entire 5% and then debiting 6%, what we can do, we can simply just calculate 1% of the capital that should have been credited by way of interest on capital. So this is how we'll be solving it. Amount should have been credited by way of profit in the ratio of 1:1:1 is 900, 900, 900. But that has been credited by way of interest on capital 1200, 900, and 600. So clearly Ram have got in 300 in excess of what he should have got. And similarly, Sohan should have been credited more 300 more. So the journal entry for this will be Ram account debit to Sohan account. Just tell me if anyone is not able to understand anything in this question so that I can explain or solve this question in detail. Or I think I have a similar question on the next slide as well, which we can discuss. Just confirm if everyone is clear about this or not. Halima and Mariam is saying clear. Okay. Okay, well then. Next one is pretty much similar, only the values and some other, there is some other information apart from the interest on capital. See, it says Ram, Shyam, and Mohan were partners in a firm, sharing profit in the losses of and the losses in the ratio of 2:1:1, 1:2. Their capital were fixed at rupees 3 lakh, 1 lakh, and 2 lakh for the year ended 31st of March 2021. Interest on capital was credited to them at the rate of 9% instead of 10%. Okay. The profit for the year before charging interest was 2,50,000. Show your working note clearly and pass the necessary entries. All right. So I want all of you to try solve this question as well. Just tell me if anyone want me to solve this question. Eben, Halima,
We'll do
Prerna,
it.
doing okay. Just tell me if anyone finding this question difficult and want me to solve.
Done, sir.
Done. Is that everyone? Halima, Mariam, Zainab. Okay. Prerna, you're done. Could you please tell me the
Yes,
journal
sir.
entry for this question quickly?
Shyam's capital account debit.
Mm-hmm.
Mohan's capital account debit. To Ram's capital account.
And the amount?
200 for 600.
Yes. Okay. Right. That is the right entry. Okay. Good job, everyone. So I guess the concept regarding the past adjustment is very much clear to you. And yeah, this is it for this topic. Now let's see what are the next thing that we need to cover in this chapter. Okay, next is the valuation of goodwill, everyone. Now let's just quickly uh, discuss the various type of the calculation that we will have to do while doing the valuation of goodwill. We see, I must have discussed, if you're able to recall, that there are various methods by which goodwill can be valued. There are specifically speaking, there are four methods by which we can calculate the goodwill, and this is very important from examination point of view as well. Now, the first method of calculating goodwill is the average profit method. Then we have the weighted average method, super profit method, capitalization method. And if you're able to recall, then you must remember that the entire topic is completely formula based, right? We have the formula to calculate the goodwill by average profit method, then same the different formula under the weighted average method of valuation of goodwill. So there are four different formulas in every uh, uh, for each and every method based on which we will be calculating goodwill. So just wanted to know whether you are able to recall the formula for the average profit or not. Can any one of you please tell me the right formula to calculate goodwill by the average profit method? Prerna, will you be able to tell me the formula for the average profit method? Valuation of goodwill by average profit method. Uh-huh.
Average profit into number of year purchased.
Yes, average profit into number of years purchase. Okay, and same thing with the weighted average profit as well. Weighted average profit into number of year purchase. So formulas are very simple. I want all of you to quickly revise the formulas before attending the next class, because in the next class we'll be discussing about the valuation of goodwill. And if you just revise the entire formula before attending the next class, we'll be easily be able to finish this topic in the next session. Okay, so we'll be talking about the valuation of goodwill. We'll discuss few questions in the next class. Since I have already shared the PDF of this topic, I want you to go through that PDF and revise this topic from the PDF itself. Okay, we'll be discussing the question in the next class from this topic. But this is it for now. This is it for today's.